This question comes out of ignorance. What's compassion? The genuine practitioner of compassion, that kind of compassion is very much mixed with attachment, very biased.
People feel that by being compassionate or altruistic, this can make a person actually less successful or able to survive in the real world. This seems to be a feeling that is not unusual in the West. What is your response to this type of thinking? And do you think that this also is the basis for the epidemic of depression in the West?
Two parts. Now, firstly, compassion. There are two levels. One level, as I mentioned earlier, biological factor. That kind of compassion is very much mixed with attachment, very biased, very limited, and oriented towards attitude. So that kind of compassion only towards your friend or person or anyone who is nice to you, that kind of compassion can develop. That compassion never extends to your enemy. Now, another level of compassion. Now, this kind of compassion, of course, common with animal, as I mentioned before. Now, another level of compassion, which I think only human being can develop, because that combination with human intelligence, as I mentioned earlier, analyze through reasons. So peace of mind is so important for my own well-being. So the real destroyer of peace of mind is anger, hatred, suspicion, jealousy. The opposite counterforce, these things are compassion. So develop some kind of conviction. Compassion is really good for my own well-being. So then deliberately trying to strengthening that and try to reduce these negative sort of forces, right, or destructive sort of emotions. So now intelligence now involved there. So now the second level of compassion, not focusing others' attitude, but simply other as a sort of being, as a sentient being. Now, for example, each individual, some kind of self-cherishing, self-cherishing there. That does not mean I myself nice to me. No. I have the right to be happy. Just that reason, that factor, you see, brings self-cherishing. So similarly, other, irrespective whether their attitude towards yourself, right or wrong or negative or positive, doesn't matter. But these also, like me, by nature, want happiness, do not want suffering. So on that understanding, now not oriented others' attitude, but rather a person or being themselves. So develop sense of concern on that level. Now that compassion can extend towards your enemy. Enemy, as far as their attitude is concerned towards you, negative. So we call enemy. But as far as their human being or sentient being is concerned, same right. since that kind of sort of compassion very much combined with wisdom, now the answer for your question. The genuine practitioner of compassion with help of wisdom always holistic view. Now someone who take advantage on you and unjustly doing something, think, if you let their unjust doing continuously, ultimately they will suffer. Even within this lifetime, many neutral people feel, oh, he or she take advantage on such a wonderful person. So more and more people criticize them. So therefore, taking the holistic view, and in order to stop their unjust doing, out of sense of concern of their well-being for long term, countermeasure must take. So, a compassion which combined with wisdom always have broader sort of broader perspective or holistic. So here, the violence and non-violence actually very much related with motivation. Out of hatred, out of sort of, desire to cheat, using smile, using some nice word, and with some gift, looks non-violent action. But because of the motivation, want to cheat, want to harm. So that is essentially violence. A good parent or good teacher, I think like you, I think good teacher, say, share the way, purely sort of out of concern of others' well-being, children or student. Sometimes, you see, use some harsh word, some sort of disciplinary action. Looks a little bit rough, but because out of sense of concern, sort of compassionate sort of attitude, therefore, it is essentially non-violence. So now your neighbor who take advantage on you unjustly, take countermeasure, is non-violence. Clear? So therefore, this question, I think, if may I say so, this question comes out of ignorance. What is compassion?
I didn't write these questions.
Protect yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. Another question I did not write.